হিস্ট্রি অফ ইন্ডিয়া সব ইম্পর্টেন্ট কোশ্চেন আনসারগুলো তোমাদের সাথে শেয়ার করছি। আমিও ডব্লিউবিসিএস অ্যাসপিরেন্ট। তো যারা আমি যে ইনস্টিটিউটে পড়ি সেখানে যে সাজেশান নোট আমাকে যেভাবে গাইড করা হচ্ছে আমি সেগুলোই তোমাদের সাথে শেয়ার করছি। অনেকের আর্থিক অবস্থা ভালো না থাকার জন্য ইনস্টিটিউটে ভর্তি হতে পারে না, বা বই খাতা কিনতে পারে না, বা সঠিক গাইড পায় না। তো আমাকে যেভাবে গাইড করা হচ্ছে আমিও তোমাদের সেগুলো শেয়ার করছি। আশা করি তোমাদের অনেকটা হেল্প হবে। তোমরা অতি অবশ্যই সাবস্ক্রাইব করবে, নাহলে কী কী ভিডিও আপলোড করছি জানতে পারবে না। হু কমপ্লিটেড দ্য কুতুব মিনার? আনসার, ইলতুৎমিশ। নেক্সট, হু ওয়াজ দ্য নবাব অফ বেঙ্গল অ্যাট দ্য টাইম অফ ব্যাটেল অফ বক্সার? 1764। আনসার, মীর জাফর। নেক্সট, হু রাজপুত রুলার ওয়াজ নট এ কন্টেম্পোরারি অফ আকবর? Answer, Jaswant Singh. Next, who introduced market control policy? Answer, Alauddin Khilji. Next, who broke the power of Chahalgani nobles? Answer, Ghiyasuddin Balban. Next, who wrote Kitabul Hind? Answer, Al-Biruni. Next, who assumed the title of Aindabba Dharmodharak, protector of the Hindu faith? Answer, Shivaji. Next, who among the following Hindus first joined Dini Ilahi Tawhidi Ilahi? Answer, Todormal. Next, who founded the Khalsa? Answer, Guru Gobind Singh. Next, sati of Hindu women was prohibited during the reign of which Mughal emperor? Answer, Aurangzeb. Next, the Delhi Sultan who transferred the capital from Delhi to Daulatabad, Devgiri, was? Answer, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Next, which historian is famous for his research on Mughal history? Answer, Jadunath Sarkar. Next, which Mughal emperor wrote his own autobiography? Answer, Babur. Next, Sulikul was a policy introduced by Ansar Akbar. Next, Rana Pratap belonged to the Rajput dynasty of Ansar Sisodia. Next, Ramjan was a Persian translation of Ansar Mahabharata. Next, the author of Aini Akbar was Ansar Abul Fazl. Next, the Sikh Guru executed by the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb was Ansar Arjun Dev. Next, the Satnami rebellion took place during the reign of Mughal Emperor Ansar Aurangzeb. Next, the title Raja was conferred on Ram Mohan Rai by the Mughal Emperor Ansar Akbar II. Next, which of the following gives an account of Balban period? Answer, Tariki Firoz Shahi. Next, India's earliest contact with Islam came through? Answer, Arab merchants of Malabar coast. Next, the first Muslim incursions on Deccan occurred during the reign of Ansar Jalaluddin Khilji. Next, the remains of the Vijayanagar Empire can be found in Ansar Hampi. Next, who of the following became a member of the Dini Ilahi? Ansar, Raja Birbal. Next, what was Takkavi? Answer, loans to the peasants. Next, the official language of the Mughal Empire was Ansar Persian. Next, who introduced the Du Aspa Si Aspa system? Ansar, Jahangir. Next, Todormal is associated with the revenue system known as Ansar Japti. Next, Ranjit Singh was a leader of the Ansar Shikar Chakia missile. Next, who organized the Council of Barafes? Ansar, Nana Padmanabis. Next, identify the Mughal painter not mentioned by Abul Fazl. Answer, Mansur. Next, which among the following Sultan of the Saluba dynasty was not a slave? Kutubuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, Balban. Answer হবে Razia. Next, during which rule was the Jaf system of revenue settlement introduced? Answer, Akbar. Next, who was the founder of the Bahmani dynasty? Answer: Alauddin Hussain Bahman Shah. Next, who organized the Council of Barnabas? Answer: Nana Fadnabis. Next, who was the founder of the Delhi Sultanate? Answer: Kutubuddin Aibak. Next, where is the tomb of Jahangir situated? Answer: Lahore. Next, name the Maratha leader who put forward the idea of founding Hindu empire before the Marathas. Answer: Shivaji. Next, how many times did Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni invade India? Answer: 17. Next, in which year did Muhammad bin Qasim conquer Sindh? Answers: 712 AD. Next, who was the founder of the slave dynasty? Answer: Kutubuddin Aibak. Next, who was Jalaluddin Mangovarni? Answer: ruler of Khazram of Khyber. Next, who invited Babur to invade India? Answer: Daulat Khan Lodi. Next, what was the Dam copper coin introduced by Shisha? Next, who of the following became a member of the Dini Ilahi? Answer: Raja Birbal. Next, which Mughal emperor subdued the Portuguese in Bengal? Answer: Shah Jahan. Next, when did Sirajuddaulah ascend the throne? Answers: 1756. Next, who was the author of the book Tarikh-e-Firoz Shahi? Answer: Ziauddin Barani. Next, who was the Todormal? Answer: a revenue expert in Akbar's court. Next, who was the Nasiruddin Chirag? Answer: a Sufi saint. Next, who was the last ruler of the Delhi Sultanate? Answer: Ibrahim Lodi. Next, who was the Babur's main adversary in the Battle of Khanwa? Answer: Rana Shango. Next, who among the following visited Jahangir's court? Answer: Sir Thomas Roe. Next, which Mughal emperor transferred the Mughal capital from Agra to Delhi? Answer: Shah Jahan. Next, who was the Mughal emperor during whose reign Nadir Shah invaded India? Answer: Muhammad Shah. Next, who succeeded Murshid Quli Khan as the ruler of Bengal? Answer: Shujauddin. Next, Baburnama was written by Ansar Babur. Next, who introduced Dini Ilahi? Answer: Akbar. Next, who wrote Tahqiq-e Hind? Answer: Al-Biruni. Next, who was the last independent Sultan of Bengal? Answer: Ghiyasuddin Muhammad Shah. Next, which of the following Delhi Sultans had set up a separate department of slaves under Firoz Shah Tughlaq? Next, during the region of which Sultan Chengiz Khan invaded India? Answer: Iltutmish. Next, during the region of which ruler Ibn Battuta came to India? Answer: Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Next, which of the following Indian state Akbar could not annex? Answer: Assam. Next, the Bahmani kingdom and Vijayanagar empire clashed frequently over the territory of Ansar the Raichur Doab. Next, who caused to build Qutub Minar in Delhi? Answer: Kutubuddin Aibak. Next, to which place did Murshid Quli Khan transfer his capital from Dhaka? Answer: Murshidabad. Next, during whose reign the East India Company established their first factory in India? Answer: Jahangir. Next, which Sultan of Delhi brought one Asokan pillar to Delhi? Answer: Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Next, which Muslim invader conquered Bengal during the time of Lakshman Sena? Answer: Bakhtiyar Khalji. Next, who among the following sultans of Delhi wanted to become second Alexander and conquer the world? Next, Alauddin Khilji. Answer: Alauddin Khilji. Next, what did Iqta mean during Sultanate period? Answer: the grant of land revenue from a village or territory. Next, what is Ibadat Khana at Fatehpur Sikri? Answer: a house for religious discourses of religious. Next, Nadir Shah invaded India in the year 1739 AD. Next, when did Genghis Khan invade India? Answer 1221 AD. Next, Shivaji's coronation took place in the year. Answer 1674 AD. Next, what was Khudwa? Answer, a sermon read in the name of the ruling king at Friday prayers. Next, who of the following conquered territory in India and founded an empire in the name of the ancestors? Answer, Shisha. Next, when did Bakhtiyar Khalji invade Bengal? Answer, 1202 AD. Next, name one famous poet of the Delhi Sultanate who was adorned with the title the Parrot of Hindustan. Answer, Amir Khusro. Next, the Battle of Tarain was fought between Muhammad Ghori and Prithviraj Chauhan. Next, who introduced the Iqta system? Answer, Iltutmish. Next, who built the famous Adina Mosque in Bengal? Answer, Sikandar Shah. Next, name the Bengali poet who was conferred with the title Gunraj Khan in the Sultanate period. Answer, Maladhar Basu. Next, who wrote Humayun Nama? Answer, Gulbadan Begum. Next, who introduced Qabiliyat and Patta? Answer, Shirshah. Next, who was called Jinda Pir or living saint in Mughal India? Answer, Aurangzeb. Next, name the Sultan who introduced rationing system in India. Answer, Alauddin Khilji. Next, Shivaji was succeeded by Answer Shambhuji Bhonsle. Next, founder of the Delhi Sultanate was Answer Kutubuddin Aibak. Next, who introduced the Japti system? Answer, Akbar. During the reign of which Sultan did Genghis Khan attack India? Answer, Iltutmish. Next, Lilavati was translated into Persian by Answer Fauzi. Next, under whose orders the Mahabharata was translated into Bengali? Answer, Nusrat Shah. Next, who was the opponent of Babur at the Battle of Panipat? Answer, Ibrahim Lodi. Next, who was the Hindu ruler defeated during the second Battle of Tarain? Answer, Prithviraj. Next, which Indian emperor was called Jinda Pir? Answer, Aurangzeb. Next, Ram Rahim Ek Hai Naam Dhara Hai Do. Who preached during the Sultanate? Answer, Kabir. Next, Ibn Battuta came to India during which ruler's reign? Answer, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Next, which Mughal emperor granted Diwani to the English East India Company? Answer, Shah Alam II. Next, who was popularly known as Indian Machiavelli? Answer, Nana Farnabis. Next, in 1498, Vasco da Gama landed at the port of Ansar Calicut. Next, Sikh Guru Tegh Bahadur was a contemporary of Ansar Aurangzeb. Next, Raja Todarmal introduced the Japti system of land revenue during the reign of Akbar. Next, Sri Chaitanya Deva flourished during the reign of Ansar Nusrat Shah. Next, who was defeated in the hands of Muhammad Ghori in the Battle of Tarain in 1192? Answer, Prithviraj Chauhan. Next, who among the following rulers was a slave in his early life? Answer, Ghiyasuddin Balban. Next, what does the word Ikta stand for? Answer, the grant of revenue from a territory in lieu of salary. Next, who said the following lines? Let us strike as at the trunk of the withering tree, and the branches will fall by themselves. Answer, Bazirao I. Next, who wrote Akbarnama? Answer, Abul Fazl. Next, who was called the Akbar of Kashmir? Answer, Jaimul Abedin. Next, who was the Muslim general to have conquered Bengal in 13th century AD? Answer, Ikhtiaruddin bin Bakhtiyar Khalji. Next, who converted Sikhs into a marital race? Answer, Gobind Singh. Next, who was the Sikh Guru to be slaughtered by Aurangzeb? Answer, Tegh Bahadur. Next, who was the first real king of Sultanate? Answer, Iltutmish. Next, number of districts in West Bengal? At present is answer Unish. Next, who has been described by Eliot as the Akbar of the Sultanate? Answer Firoz Tughlaq. Next, who among the following did introduce the Dokani currency? Answer Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Next, the first battle of Panipat took place in answer 1526. Next, Baburnama was written by answer Babur. Next, the opponent of Akbar at the second battle of Panipat was answer Hemu. Next, Amir Khusro was the court poet of Ansar Alauddin Khilji. Next, who was defeated at Kannauj in the hands of Sher Shah in 1540. Ansar Humayun. Next, the founder of the Bahmani kingdom was Ansar Alauddin Bahman Shah. Next, who was the Mughal emperor to have lifted the jizya on Hindus? Ansar Akbar. Next, who among the Maratha Peshwa followed the ideal of Hindu Pathsai? Answer Bajirao I. Next, who founded Sikhism? Answer Nanak. Next, who founded independent Sultanate of Bengal? Answer Ilyas Shah. Next, who was the general of Sher Shah? Answer Brahmajit Gaur. Next, who was the Hindu saint to have as disciple both Hindus and Muslims? Answer Sri Chaitanya. Next, who was known as the parrot of Hindustan? Answer Amir Khusro. Next, who was among the Mughal emperors the Jinda Peer to the Sunnis? Answer Aurangzeb.